What it do, ladies and gentlemen? We are here today with, in my opinion, the best guard defender build in the game. So this isn't your typical, okay, I'm playing point guard, I'm the playmaking shot, I'm gonna make everything happen on offense. This is the guy defensively who's guarding that playmaking shot. This is the guy that you want to put on that 5'8" point guard to make sure that he's not taking advantage of your team, that you make sure that he's not isoing, he's not screening, he's not getting anything he wants to get, and he's feeling very frustrated with his life decisions. This is that guy. I based this build off of NBA 2K Labs 2K Wolf, his lockdown build, and we'll get straight into it. So everything I did with a purpose here. I went 6'2" because they also went 6'2" here, and the reason they did that was because they wanted to go in the direction of making sure that their mismatch expert did not pop up. Season one mismatch expert was very OP. They did tone it down, but it's still a very good badge. So I went 6'2". That way, it's not above 4 inches, right? You're just at that 4 inch threshold. If they're all the way down to 5'8", 5'7", they're gonna get a little bit, but other than that, you should be fine up to 5'8". 185 to make sure that we get that 99 perimeter defense, 6'11" to make sure we get that longest wingspan, and to make sure we get that high perimeter defense. I went to find, but again, doesn't really matter too much. I know Wolf is a burly boy, but couldn't go burly this 2K on next gen. So we're going to the stats. There's a few things you can change. Okay, we'll start first and foremost with the defense, right? So obviously, this is a defending build. This is meant to be your primary defender. This is meant to be the guy you want to put on the ball, on that 5'8" play shot, on that 6'0" play shot, to make sure that they're not getting their shots off, to make sure you're going around every screen, to make sure you're playing all the best defense you can play. Okay, so we maxed out perimeter defense and steal, right? If you're playing the top in a zone, if you're playing man, you should be one of the best defenders on your team, if not the best, especially with that 6'11" wingspan. Then block. We got a 65 block to make sure that we get Silver Intimidator. You see that right there at that 65 threshold. And that's the primary use and need of the build, right? So you can play park with this, you can play rec with this, you can play threes, fives, whatever it is. You don't have that interior, you don't have that rebounding, but hopefully you're playing with somebody who at least has rebounding. You're playing with a center, you're playing with a bigger build that can do that kind of thing. Now, here, let's go back up to the shooting. So of course you want the highest possible three-pointer, and with an 85-3 you can do a lot. You're not limited to just being a corner on offense. You can play wing, you can play back, and you can see you still get gold limitless spot up. So you can shoot, and you can shoot from a little bit of distance. And you're 6'2", so guys are already gonna assume you can shoot. So you're not gonna have to deal with not being able to space the floor for your team offensively. Again, whether it's threes or whether it's fives. And still, with that high three, you can still score, right? You can still get your shot off. So you're not going to be a play shot with a 95, 99 three, but you still have an 85 three, which is better than most builds, or at least similar to same as most 6'6" builds. Now, I went, and this is the first thing that you can change, is the finishing. I went with a 92 driving dunk and an 85 vertical. I thought it would be cool to see a guard like a 6'4" and under build that has high dunking and high steal and high vertical, just to see those elite dunk packages as well as the small contact dunk packages. Because at 86 driving dunk, right? So not 92, but at 86 driving dunk and at an 85 vertical, you get the small contact dunk packages. And at a 92 driving dunk with an 80 vertical, you get the elite contact dunk packages. And I believe it's 85 or something like that for pro driving dunk, 85 driving dunk for the pro contact dunk packages. But I wanted to get the small and elite contact dunk packages on a player. So I thought this was perfect for that opportunity because that's the way I like to play in general. I'm not usually a guy that's handling and facilitating everything, but that's the reason why I went 92 and 85, so that I can get the small contact dunks and the elite contact dunks, and I can experiment with that and have fun with that playing park or rec or whatever it may be. But if you do want to change your build, this is what you would change first. I don't think you would decrease the three-pointer. The 74 free throw is just left over. Uh, but yeah, I would not change the three-pointer. But if you wanted to change the driving dunk, that is perfectly cool. And you say you want to take that down to maybe an 86, maybe you want to take that down even more, facilitate your need. You could play around with that. But this is, in my opinion, what I think would be the best off guard, right? This isn't your point guard. This is a guy who can sometimes play point guard, but really he's your off guard. And if you do want to change that to be more of a primary point guard, to be the point guard of your team, you can go straight down to here where we at playmaking. So I went specifically these attributes because I thought it was the best and it gave the best badges. So obviously the 70 I went because I want to get gold, silver bullet. If you do want to get gold bullet, you got to go to 85. And I'm sure if you take your driving dunk down a little bit, you can get to that point. Now, I messed with this a little bit just because it does, you see, allow for the most playmaking badges, right? This is how you get 21. You can kind of go, but you see, like, it doesn't, you can't finagle it anymore to get another playmaking badge. This is the best that you can get, in my opinion, from what I've tried and what I've tested. And you get pretty good stuff, right? You do get silver bullet, you do get diamond, but again, you're not looking to be the primary point guard. You don't get gold stop and go, you don't get gold unblockable, you don't get gold ankle breakers like other 85 ball handle or 86 ball handle, 85 speed builds. But your job isn't to create offense, your job is to stop the other team from creating offense while still being able to play. So, and I think with that 85 three and that 95 dunk and an 80 speed with ball at your size, you're still going to be able to get by and get through the lane, dunk it, shoot it, create offense for yourself within your team's flow. And of course, you see the physicals. The physicals are there. The physicals are great. And I think specifically, I think everything works itself out pretty well overall. You get the 80 speed with ball. I wanted that for the gold quick first step. uh, looking at the ball handle, there wasn't really much to do with it just because, you know, you can't go too much more with it without sacrificing the dunk. But if you do, of course, see, you can put that on stop and go. If you want stop and go gold, you can get that up to 78. If you're willing to get how low you're willing to take your driving dunk will affect how much ball handle you want to have. Or if you want playmaking and passing accuracy, then you can do that as well. And again, you'd probably sacrifice your driving dunk for that, but that is up to your own volition. So I went with perimeter badge drop. Honestly, I don't know which one is best, but I just thought it was cool, and I do run it on my other lock build. So that is, in my opinion, what you get here. 3 and D off guard. This is the guy you're looking for, right? This isn't your point guard, right? He's not your on-ball guard. He's your off guard. He's your 2. I made him a shooting guard for that reason. He's the guy that you want to play that defense on, right? You're looking at guys like Michael Cooper for Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson was a great point guard, great defender, but he never played the other team's point guard, right? They always took him off Isaiah Thomas and put on Michael Cooper on him, right? That's what you got to do here. That's the same philosophy. Obviously, he's not as big as Michael Cooper, but that's the same philosophy. He fits that mold while being a better dunker and better ball handler. So let's go to the tester and just show you guys what I would do when it comes to badges. We're going to the 99, not because you're going to get to 99 straight away, but because you can see what badges you can have on the build. So you can always start off like this. I think this is, the primary default formation. But maybe you say you don't need the Hall of Fame Limitless. Maybe you're like, I don't need the Hall of Fame Slithery. I want the gold posterizer. I went for 92 dunk because I wanted that. But at the same time, uh, Fearless is just for any time that you try to go for the dunk and to get out of the dunk animation. So you go for that layup. Fearless finishes to help with those situations. And maybe you're like, no, I don't need that. I play a lot of off ball. I'm gonna do a little bit of cutting. So let me get one here. I am kind of short. Let me get one here. You can play with it how you like. And I think if you do decide to go smaller, the badge outlook is gonna look different if you do decide to go with less driving dunk. But for me personally, this is probably what I'll look at, and maybe I'll experiment with this. And if you want to go with crazy putbacks, you can get putback boss. But that's probably the two that I would go for with this specific build with this high of a driving dunk. Now here, first and foremost, you got to get Sniper, right? Sniper Hall of Fame. Everyone will tell you that that's the best badge. Then from there, you kind of play your play style, right? I say you're playing off guard, so you're going to look at catch and shoot. But from what I hear from 2K Labs, Blinders Hall of Fame is where it's at, but for a lot of people, Blinders is really important. Circus 3s, a lot of people like step backs. I think Deadeye is really important for me. I run it on silver with my lock, and I think it's very useful. I don't run Green Machine. I don't have that many shooting badges in general. Stop and pop, again, you will be playing off guard, so you will be dribbling sometimes, so you might need that. But then again, you can also look at Mismatch Expert. I don't know how much Silver Mismatch Expert helps, but it is a good badge. I know Silver Hot Zone is a good bang for your buck badge, according to 2K Labs. And again, it's your preference, it's your play style. I don't think you need Corner Specialist because you do have an 85-3, and I think it would rather serve you better to have catch and shoot. But what I would do, and of course, again, it's dependent upon your playstyle and what you want to take out of the build. I would probably run something along this. This is probably what I have. Maybe I would switch that up to get this here. Maybe I put this one down too, get that to gold. Depending on how I'm playing, who I'm playing, what I'm playing, I would change that up. But I think most specifically, maybe even if I'm going rec, I might switch to that just to experiment with it. I, Maybe you go blinders. It takes some experimentation, but I think the default is this is what I would go with, just for default. Okay, now when it comes here, I think first and foremost, you got to get that bullet passer. Then I always go with unpluckable. I think that's super important for me. And then again, now it comes back to play style. I say at least glue hands bronze. That's my opinion. I always go for that. Oh, I forgot one of the most important badges. Quick first step. So these four are my go-tos. I always say you gotta have them. I'm always down to get them. For me, I go stop and go. I do like a little bit of a size up, maybe a Luka Doncic step back, maybe some Trae Young size ups, and then heading to the basket. And again, it will depend upon who you're playing with, what play style you need to have. For myself, for the majority of the time, I will probably be running bailout like this, something like that. Maybe not dimer, just because uh, not fitting the need of the team at the moment. Because I'm not planning to play point guard if I ever use this build. And then likely I might go something like Space Creator, something like that. Maybe I go handles for days. And again, this is something you can experiment with and see what do you like best out of it. And maybe you're like, no, I'm gonna go silver here, silver here, silver here. You experiment with it, see what you like. This is probably the badge loadout that I'd go for. But again, it is based off your preference. Now here, I mean, this is there's no debating on what's going on here. We're here for one reason and one reason only, and that's to clamp cats up. It's that simple. Now, if you're playing rec, right? We play our man zone. If you ever watched our games, so you know that this would be my badge loadout. This would be most commonly my badge loadout. I probably, honestly, switch chase down maybe to here and not worry about chase downs and focus more on the perimeter to make sure I don't get my ankles broken so I can help my teammates out. But overall, this is going to be my badge loadout. If I need to purely focus on playing pick and roll, like I'm purely focused on playing that shot, I'm probably switching up menace, or I'm switching up pickpocket a little bit, getting that here, and then maybe getting those two to some level, just so that I can have a little bit of balance there. But this is generally what you're looking at with this build. This is generally what I think would be the best build to have to guard those 5'8" play shots, to guard those 6 foot play shots, and to make sure that you can contain them as best as you can. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comment section what you really think about the build. Let me know if you think there's a way to make it better. Like, oh, hey, joystick, I found if you do this, you get another shooting badge. Oh, hey, if you do this, you get another defending badge. So let me know what's up. Let me know what you guys think. And let me know if you like the build. I think it's honestly, in my opinion, the best 3-and-D off-guard build in the game. Wolf made a similar build recently, and I edited it to make it fit my personality, to make it fit my preferences. And I think it's really good. So thank you guys for watching.